Turn that one. Oh, that's a good side.
Maybe.
I just have to face forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just own it.
It is what it is. This is what I look like. This is who I am.
That's it. It's right. It's who you become.
That's who I would have become.
Small business owner.
Small business owner. Stress,
Okay.
baldness, grayness.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Ask the Jaffets. We are excited to have a San Antonio author here with us. It's his new book is Small Business, Big Pressure. Darryl, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Nice, Jeff. Cover me up. So, Darryl wrote a whole book about being a small business owner, and since Jeff and I are a small business owner, we wanted to pick his brain on just get some advice from him.
That's right.
That's right. You can talk?
No, it's your interview. It's your world, baby. I just live in it.
Darryl, this
I know
is
the
how...
feeling.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Happy wife?
Happy life. That's right.
So, you wake up one morning, you decide you want to write a book?
Yeah, it was a little bit more than that. I had received phone calls from across the country periodically, and they were becoming more frequent from business owners, and they would ask tactical questions like, how do you develop a mission statement? How do you hire? What's your process? And then more conceptual questions like, how do you create a vision and where are you going? And so I started to think through these things a little bit more, and I decided to teach a class in the community. And I didn't charge.
Where at?
In our office.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and they were free. And so people would come and they would enjoy it. And so I looked at the content and I said, I've got enough for a book. So I started to just organize it. And then when I had it organized, I wanted to also share my personal journey of being an entrepreneur. And so I wove that in there. And it was quite a process because I gave the manuscript to people I respected. And so each person gave it back to me and said, do this to change it. Do this to change it. And so eventually the product I thought was a pretty good product that was a byproduct of many people's input.
So how long did it take you to write?
About 2 years. Yeah, it took me about a year.
2 years.
And then I got another year of editing and
Coming back and forth with different people?
graphic design, yeah.
I haven't done anything for 2 years. How did you stick to it for 2 years?
You know, I enjoyed it. It was interesting because I would put the kids to bed at 9,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I would write, and what seemed like an hour would be 4 hours, and I was just enjoying it. And every sentence I wrote, I had to ask myself, do I believe this? And then there would be other concepts that were business, and I'd have to say, is this true? And so it was really a process of also of affirmation for myself, right?
It's a gut check.
Yeah. And so that was a really good experience, though.
How'd your wife take it? And you put the kids down, then you write for 4 hours?
Well, I could either do that or go out and go to the bar, right? So she knew that I was doing something great.
Yeah.
So she was completely supportive, and she enjoyed it. And I would bring concepts to her and thoughts to her and wrestle with those thoughts, and she enjoyed that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think as a wife, there's such great joy when you see your husband following his passion, following what the Lord's calling. There's such, I don't even know, it's like this, you're just so proud of him.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I am proud of you. I am proud of you.
It is. I think that, when an entrepreneur really engages the planning and the vision with their spouse, I think something special happens. I think when it's done independent of each other, it's just a lot of problems. And that's just not the way God wired us, because my wife has some very unique skill sets, and she sees around the corner sometimes when I don't. And she's also encouraging. I mean, how many times does an entrepreneur get discouraged?
Never.
Like,
I know exactly what I'm doing when I wake up every morning.
Oh my gosh. But our
Those jokes.
spouse, no, I get it. I
That's a joke.
completely get it. I mean, it happens to me all the time, and my spouse is so encouraging. And it could be just a text. Keep going.
Yeah. And it's always funny because I always tell Jeff, since we've been working, and there's been a lot of the devil like hitting us, especially this year, kind of, trying to take us down. I'm like, Jeff, just put your head down, work hard. That's all we're going to do. Like, I know we're doing it. Just keep barreling through.
Yeah, that's it. And you know, God's uniquely wired marriage to work that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about that in the book, but not as much as I talk about this other concept, which is being dependent upon Christ moment by moment. And what happens, I think, even as a person, as an entrepreneur, when we're dependent upon Christ and we carry those burdens of an entrepreneur, we say, "Not God, I don't trust you this year. God, I don't trust you this month. God, I don't trust you this week. But right now, in this moment, God, I trust you. I can't love my wife right now because I'm carrying a lot of stuff from work. But in this moment, you can love my wife through me. And so as I walk through this door, I don't have any love left. I'm done today. I'm just a wreck. But love my wife through me today." And that's a transformation of the way you think.
So if you were going to talk to somebody that's about to open up their own business, what would be your first piece of advice to them?
Well, there's so many pieces, but of course one of them would be to collaborate and plan with their spouse, be engaged in God's word. I really believe there's so much wisdom there. I mean, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Go like an ant thou sluggard, consider his ways, be wise. Who first built a house without counting the cost? I mean, gosh, it's just it's an MBA in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say spend some time thinking through things. There's wisdom in the council of advisors. Get with the spouse. Spend a lot of time in prayer. Make sure you have some cash flow. C.S. Lewis says expectations are everything. So even though you expect the best, really you need to anticipate that there's going to be tough times because you need to be prepared emotionally to weather that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's a good one. So, as I'm reading your book, Small Business, Big Pressure, see on the top right here, a good guy right here I know, a guy named Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
How did his name get on your book?
So he's endorsed our company, Pax Financial Group, for pretty much 9 or 10 years now.
And what do you do?
We manage people's money.
Okay.
And we have found that the relationship's been good, and so has their team. And we've collaborated and done things well together. And
Like you've talked to the man?
talked to the man, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like more than on the radio, hey, I'm broke. My
Yeah.
wife's about to find, my wife's car just got repoed while she was getting the hair did.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between that and let's go to watch the Tennessee Volunteers play. I'm not there.
Okay.
So he's a big
You're in
Tennessee
between.
fan. Yeah, so I'm in between. So if you said you know Darryl Lyons in San Antonio, he'd say yeah.
Okay.
And so he knows us. We've respected the relationship. We have a good business relationship. And so when I reached out to him, told him I was writing a book, sent him the manuscript, they read it, and they said, thumbs up, here's the endorsement.
So he read it before it was published?
Either him or his team. I can't validate one way or another, but yeah, so they said, yeah. They got an initial manuscript.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was quick. It was a quick turnaround. Yeah, we're in. We're good. Here it is.
Everybody we've ever talked to from his team has been, I mean, they're like top notch.
They're high quality
Yeah.
people for sure.
Love, I mean, they live, breathe, they believe in what they are pushing. I mean, or, you know.
They are a good team. I know a lot of people that work there. And you'll find a lot of the culture at our company is a direct result of the relationship we've had with them. So, in fact, if you kind of summarize what is our book about, there's 3 people of influence on the book. There's Max Lucado, where I worship at Oak Hills. There's Bill Lovelace, who's been a personal mentor of mine. And there's Dave Ramsey. And so that you can see that influence in the book. It's like, I guess, when you have a musician and they ask who's their influence,
Yeah.
that's the same. That's for me in this book.
So I noticed on your Facebook account, you got a picture of my favorite Spur holding up this book too.
Yeah.
He and I have the same bald spot.
Yeah.
He's about 1.5 feet taller than me. And
People
probably-
don't see his.
And no,
No, they don't see him unless
no.
they're like in an airplane.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, but golly, 50.
Yeah, he's, it was
5'0", the man.
David is we've become friends over the years. I'm proud to call him a friend, and
I would be too.
yeah,
He's a cool guy.
it's really cool with David because as busy as he is, if I call him up and say, hey, look, you want to grab lunch?
You just call him up?
Then we'll go grab lunch. Yeah, and
But how did y'all become?
so he was worshiping over at Oak Hills Church.
Yeah.
And there's a 6 a.m. Bible study. And there's not a lot of people that go to 6 a.m. Bible studies, but him and I did. And we met there. And then he lived right behind where we worked at. So,
Okay.
right there on Paisanos.
Yeah.
So I called him up and said, you want to go to lunch? And so we went and had lunch and got to know each other. And then he came by my office, and somebody knocked on my door, and the secretary, she goes, "There's a very tall man here to see you." And
It's San Antonio, Texas. I wonder who that might be.
yeah,
Not that many.
yeah. And so he was just stopping by to say hi, but he's just a great quality guy. And what's cool is we can have so much dialogue together because we both love the Spurs and sports. He's excellent with business. People don't give him enough credit with business. He's a really sharp business guy. He loves the Lord and he loves his family. So
And he's a veteran.
And he's a veteran.
I
And
didn't know that.
he is. Nate.
Didn't his son going to Duke? I just read that
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
impressed that I knew that?
And the other one plays football at Notre Dame.
That's right. Yeah.
He's like a beast of a receiver.
Well,
I think he's the next Des Bryant.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Who did
character-wise.
catch the ball.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Did he catch the ball?
He did catch.
He
it, yeah.
did catch the ball.
Yeah.
Even my son, my 4-year-old son, picked him up Mother's Day out today, and his teacher was like, "Cowboys," and I'm like, "I know." We went down the ship again, and she was like, "I was dying laughing at your husband." I'm all,
Des-
Joanna,
Des
we'll
caught
be
the
back
ball.
on the ship
That's
next.
right. Well, I will tell you this. My wife was a Redskins fan,
And you married
and I
her?
was a Cowboys fan. We quit both teams.
So who are you now?
Texans. It's kind of crazy, right? But we did it. I was so fed up with Jerry Jones.
Dude, I was
I
too.
know.
I was too.
So
I
fed
dumped
up with them.
I dumped the Cowboys for like 2.5 years, and then by the time when they won 8 games this season and had like 6 left, I realized probably need to get back up on the ship, and they broke my heart again. But J.J. Watt is a beast.
He is my son's favorite player.
He does not stop.
He's a great guy. I don't know him, but he's a
So
great
you know
guy.
him too?
I don't know J.J. Watt, but he's a great guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow. Small business, big pressure. Get it?
get it today. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, my
Appreciate it.
pleasure. Yeah, I had fun. Thanks.